Hi and welcome. I'm Marianne, this is my horse Valentine, and I wanted to share a couple of things with you today. First, I'm under this crabapple tree that you can see is just amazing. It smells so sweet and beautiful, and what I hear are the buzzing of bees. So that actually makes me really happy because they're doing their job of pollinating and really thriving. So that makes me really super happy. So I wanted to share a couple things, two things really. The first thing is gate etiquette. So if you were able to see me come through the gate with Valentine, the way we do that is I manage the gate. When I invite my horse through the gate, she comes through at a walk, not too slow, not too fast. She doesn't rush, she doesn't worry. When she gets through the gate, she turns, faces, and she waits at the gate. And I do that whether I'm riding or I am having my horse on a lead rope. That creates a lot of waiting at gates. Gates can be a place where lots of horses and people get into a lot of trouble, so we don't want that to happen. Oops, come here. Look what you've done. Can you fix that? I guess there's no need really to fix it. So gates can be a place where lots of people and horses get into trouble because horses rush through gates, they rush through skinny places, and then when they get to the other side, they don't turn, face, and wait. They're already leaving. And then you have to deal with your horse while you're busy trying to get the gate latched so nobody else gets out. So gate etiquette, turn, face, and wait. When you're riding, and let's say there's a group of you coming through the gate, typically the way I'll do that is I'll have somebody who comes through the gate, somebody who's managing the gate, so hopefully on horseback. So you open the gate, you push the gate out or in, whatever way it is, you stand and you wait. All the other horses come through, and when they get to the other side, they turn, face, and wait at the gate. And the reason they're turning and facing and waiting at the gate is so the horse that's managing the gate is not worrying about the gate. That's really important. And they're not worrying about being left behind. And so it's just a good habit to get into, that when you go through a gate, you turn, face, and wait for everybody else to get through the gate until the gate is closed. And then there's this. So obviously you can see we're on this lush, beautiful grass, and I brought my horse here on purpose to show you this. You see the peacock in the tree? Maybe you can't see the peacock in the tree. It looks like my camera is looking somewhere else. So my horse is really enjoying this lovely tall grass, and this time of year most people are having trouble with horses who want to be grazing on this lush tall grass, especially if they don't live on grass and they don't get to have grass all the time. And so for my horse, I want to let her graze as much as she possibly can. I don't want to stop her from that. It's the most natural thing in the world, and I want her to be able to do that. But when I want to talk with her about something, I don't want to have to argue or fight with her about it. I want to be able just to talk with her about it. And so I'm going to show, what I'm going to demonstrate for you are some phases in how to ask my horse for her attention so we can do something. So for example, I'm now just going to ask my horse just to stop grazing, lift her head, and come walk over by the tree with me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to pull on her. My goal is going to be to leave the slack in the lead rope. Valentine, you ready? Come. Good girl. Yeah, I hear you. Come. Good. Come. Oh, thank you. Come. Come. Oh, thank you. Come. Yes. And this is good. Oh, and you can eat there. So do you see how she took the responsibility of coming and walking over there and doing the right thing, and I didn't have to ever take the slack out of the lead rope. My goal is always going to be able to talk with my horse until I don't need her to do anything else, and then I'm going to just leave her alone and let her go back to grazing. It's what horses do. Horses talk to one another about things that are important to them, and then they leave each other alone and they go back to grazing. So that's a technique I learned, another technique I want to say that I learned from the horse world. You know, I know many, many people who have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on arenas with lovely sand, and not because they want a great place to ride, but because they're so busy competing with the grass when they have grass spaces. And that's how I don't compete with the grass. If I want to have something happen with my horse, I'm going to talk with her about it. And if I'm done talking with her about it because we've accomplished our task, I'm going to leave her alone and let her go back to grazing. I have no problem with her grazing. Again, it's the most natural thing in the world for horses. So I want that to be something that maybe you can incorporate into your horsemanship as well. So I'm going to give you another demonstration. I asked her before from back here, and we turned around and went the other way. But let's say I just want to walk forward, and my goal is to keep the slack in the lead rope. First thing I'm going to do is say, are you ready? Come. Good. Come. See her grazing faster? Come. Yeah, come. Good girl. Oh, that was so nice. Oh, that's perfect. We can stop right there. If I wanted her to keep going, I would talk with her about going again. I wouldn't talk with her about keep going. I would say, are you ready? Let's go again. Come. Come. Oh, very nice. Yeah, come. Come. Yes, good girl. Good. And come this way. Come. 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 Oh, that's good green, delicious grass. Come. Come. Good. Thank you. Go back to the shade. Back to where, can you see the peacock in the tree now? Maybe not. So when you and your horse get used to being in that kind of communication, they're not going to be diving for the grass. They're not going to be so frenetic about the grass that you can't go from one place to another, or you feel like you need to do something that's physically rough with your horse. Can you see this grass that's all around me? These are sod fields, and we ride around the sod fields. And this time of year, I mean, it's spring, and we've had a kind of a long, drawn out kind of spring. It's finally a nice warm day, and we haven't had a whole lot of those. So the horses are really, really happy for the green grass, and it makes a big difference for them if they're allowed to eat it, and it doesn't become a thing between them and I. I don't want to stop them from eating it. I want them to enjoy it. The other thing that I love to do is I love to come out and I love to see, when I bring them to kind of a lush grazing place like this, what do they eat? And right now, dandelions are in abundance. And horses love dandelions. Well, most horses, or at least most of my horses, love dandelions. And they're really good for them. They help with their whole urinary tract, and they help with keeping that whole system clean. So make sure you keep your dandelions in your world. They're good for horses, and if you can see her, she just rounds them up and she just eats them all, and she just loves them. All right, so thanks for taking the time to participate with me today while we talked about gait etiquette and how not to compete with the grass. Okay, I'm going to just talk to my horse a little bit here and ask her to do a few things and give you a little more opportunity to watch and listen and see how we might get something done. Ready? Come. Come. It was just a little bit of a walk, and so here we are back under the tent of bees. Ah, there he is. Here you can see that peacock who was hanging out in the tree. He looks really pretty this time of year. They all do. There are so many of them. Just going to walk over here to see if you can see him. Okay, thanks for taking the time to watch.